all the work's done and we've been out for a couple of rides with Susie riding the Easifit equipped cycle, and you're wanting to know what my conclusions are about the kit. Well, firstly, let me just say I have no connection whatsoever with Easifitbikes other than that I'm a paying customer. I've done these videos in the belief that it might help other people who are looking to decide whether to electrify their bike and what kit to use. So here are my conclusions on the Easifitbike kit. Good points first. It's easy to fit. It is easy to fit, and I mean that. It is so simple. If you can do basic bike maintenance, and I mean very basic bike maintenance, you can fit this kit. Fitting the front wheel is simple. Fitting the battery unit is no harder than putting a normal bottle cage on the bike. Wiring it up is simplicity itself. You might not be able to do it as neat as perhaps some people do, but it's just a question of plugging it in. There's no actual wiring skill needed apart from tidying it up and pinning the wires to the bike, so that's not a problem whatsoever. The controller is simple. It's Bluetooth controlled. There's no wires to it on the handlebar. You can take it off and on as easy as anything, and it is simple to set up. If you can use a mobile phone, you can set this Bluetooth controller up. It's actually easier than using a mobile phone, to be honest. One useful thing about it is that it is simple to change it to another cycle. If you decide you want to put it on another bike at a later date, it's just a simple matter of taking the wheel out, taking the units off, transfer it to another bike. The only proviso is that it's got the same wheel size, but if you've got the same wheel size, you can fit it on any bike you wish, and very quickly too. Also, another good point is that if you decide you wanted to ride without the Easifit kit on your bike, just use it as a standard bike, it's a simple matter. All you got to do is undo the two wheel nuts, take the front wheel out, put your original front wheel back in, providing you've kept it of course, just take the battery out of its cage and keep it safe at home, and you're away, and you've got basically the same bike again. You've just got the battery cage on the bike which weighs nothing, so you can use it as just an ordinary bike then. So that is a good advantage. Another advantage is it only costs £545. It's £595 listed, but there is a coupon on the website so you can get £50 off, and I think it's quite good value for that actually. And of course another advantage is that it makes a huge difference to your riding experience, especially if you've been struggling of late. This will make an enormous difference. So what are the bad points? Well, I have to be honest, there aren't really any bad points that I can see. There's only one thing which is perhaps a minor niggle. It's not a bad point really, but it is a minor niggle. The Bluetooth controller on the handlebars only shows kilometres, it doesn't show miles. And therefore when you're zapping along it's reading kilometres per hour, and the total distance travelled is in kilometres rather than miles. That is only a minor thing I suppose. If you use the mobile phone to control it rather than the Bluetooth controller, then you can easily change it to miles on the phone. But on the whole, I think it's pretty damn good actually, especially for the money. Now the thing is, that's about the good points and the bad points. What about riding experience? What does my wife think of it? Well, to be honest, you've only got to look at the smile on her face when she's out riding it for the first time, and I think you'll know what she thinks of it. To be honest, it's made a tremendous difference to our riding experience. Of late, she's been getting a bit concerned about going up the steep hills and wind, and it's been putting her off a bit, and sometimes she hasn't looked forward to going out. And when I've suggested doing a certain route, if it's a bit hilly or something, oh, I'm not going up there, it's too hilly, let's go somewhere else. So she was quite looking forward to this bike, I think, and the first time we went out, it was 29 miles, she got on the thing, she'd never been on it before, and she rode off and she took to it amazingly. She was away, and she did the whole 29 miles, and I don't think the smile left her face during the whole ride. When we got back home, after 29 miles, the battery level was still reading something like 4, so she'd hardly used the battery at all. In fact, the battery is stated to be 60 kilometres, which works at roughly at 36 miles. We did 29 and it still had loads of life left in it. Of course, she was only using it on low power, and that's all you need most of the time, to be honest. Now, the second ride we did was a 40-mile ride, and this was a very hilly ride. And I can tell you, she wouldn't have done it without the electric bike. She would have refused to go on it because it involves some really long, serious drags. And I struggled, to be honest. And On the electric bike, it made the world of difference. She was away. Now, when we got back home, the battery level was still only on 3, so we had at least half the battery, just half the battery was used up. So I don't think that's bad at all, considering it states 36 miles for the battery, and we did 40, and it was only half empty, according to the bars on the little Bluetooth controller anyway. I reckon that's pretty good, and I'm sure we could do a much longer ride than that. Of course, a lot of the time she's been bowling along with no assistance whatsoever, because as we go along I've been saying, what are you on now? And a lot of the time it's nothing. She's got it turned off, and when she does have it on, it's usually only about 10 or at the most 20. When she went up a steep hill, she did up it to about 50, but it has made an enormous difference, to be honest. The only problem now is, of course, I can't keep up. And our last ride on Sunday, the 40-mile ride, I was off the back all the time, and on the hills I was really struggling. Of course, it's made a much bigger difference to me, because in the past, when I had to wait at the top of the hills and hang about for her, now it's the other way around. But not only that, because she's got this electric bike, she's turned into a bit of a mad woman, and she's going fast all the time, and I'm struggling. And when I get home, I'm absolutely knocked out, because I just can't keep up, and I'm struggling to keep up. And I've had to say to her, look, you're going to have to slow down a bit for me, otherwise I won't be able to keep up at all. Anyway, I hope the video has been of some help, and if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. Also, you could also contact Clive or Claire on the Easifitbike's website, or phone them. They're very approachable, they're very good, and they'll answer the questions. So, you know, have a go. You can't really go wrong. I received the kit like this, with the tyre on the wheel, but not pumped up. I took the tyre and pumped it up, and as you'll know from the second video, there was a massive bang, and the tyre exploded in my face. It came off the rim, and the inner tube, as a result, was split. There was a 6-inch split, as you can see here, in the inner tube, and I was most disappointed. This is the tyre supply with the wheel. This is a Kenda tyre. Now if I move the wheel around like this, notice this, when I pull on the tyre, it is so loose. You can see ½ an inch of daylight through it. It is so loose on it. It's so loose that it's simple to pull off with your hands, like this, look. And I got a top quality Schwalbe tyre. Nobody complained about the quality of these. This is a top quality Schwalbe tyre. I put this new Schwalbe tyre on, and I put a brand new Schwalbe inner tube on. What happened was, I put this tyre on, not thinking anything at the time, I just thought it was a bit loose going on. So I put this tyre on, and the wife's been out riding it. Now on Sunday, she'd just come down a steep hill, and I was in front at the time, and I heard this loud bang, and I looked back to see her forlornly looking at her cycle wheel, and she said, I've got a puncture. Well, when I went to look at it, this is what I found. As I say, this is a top quality Schwalbe tyre. It's a Delta Cruiser, it's brand new. I've only just fitted it. And this is what's happened, look. This is the tyre. And it's wrecked this brand new Delta Cruiser tyre. You can see the wire here, it's actually burst it. Because the bead isn't sitting behind the hook, it's resting on it. Over time with the riding and the pressure in the tyre, it's gradually crept out until it can stand it no more. And then the inner tube has come out the sidewall, caught into the frame of the bike and gone bang. This is the Kenda tyre. Now anybody who's into cycling will know how difficult it is normally to get a tyre on. You put the bead on at the back first. I haven't got the inner tube in, but you just see it flew in. It just went in so easy. And I'll just use my fingers round here. It's common to use your thumbs to get a tyre on, but with this, you don't need anything. I mean, it just, look, it's on. I mean, a baby could do it. And once it's on, as I said before, if you pull the tyre away from the rim, you can see there's such a gap there. Look, it just pulls straight off again. It is absolutely useless. That rim is been manufactured too small for that tyre, and that's the tyre supply with it. Well, I showed you how that real rim was too small for the tyres on the initial wheel that we got with the Easifit kit. And in the circumstances, my wife wouldn't have felt safe riding on that wheel again, or even a replacement. The company we bought it from, Easifit, would of course have taken the whole kit back. But to be fair, the rest of the kit's fine, it's just this particular wheel. And I'm sure he would have changed the wheel. But can we be sure that it's not going to have the same sort of problem? Now hopefully this is a one-off. And I'm sure Easifit is going to check his stocks and make absolutely certain before he sells any more, because it could be dangerous. Well, it would be dangerous actually, because we've had 2 tyres blow off, as I explained earlier. So what we decided to do was, we're going to fit our own rim, a European quality rim, on the wheel, and Easifit have agreed to cover the cost of that, which is fair enough, because then we'll have a decent rim to start with. Now, my friend Adrian, who's also in the CTC, in our local CTC club, he's very good at wheel building, and what he's done, he's sourced a special rim for e-bikes. It's made by a company called Ride, and it's called the Dutch 19R, in case you're interested. It's a very good rim. The rim costs us £30, including post and packing, and he's fitted that rim on using the original spokes, because they've had hardly any use, obviously. They've only done about 100 miles. And it was a direct fit onto the wheel, so it was just a question of swapping the rims over, and he's done that very quickly for me, and we've got a really good quality wheel. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to show you the difference between the original Easifit's rim and this new rim that we've had fitted, show how much tighter the tyre is. So here we've got the tyre. This is the original tyre that I took off the one, this is the tyre that actually blew up. So it's damaged, but it's still usable for testing purposes. So I put it on down the bottom here, and I'm showing you at the top. If you remember, with the Easifit wheel, I didn't have to struggle. I could just push that on. If you look here, you can see along the top how much I can't easily. It's going to be a devil's own job getting that on. It's very tight, which is as it should be. And I'm going to have to do a bit of work by pushing it into the rim, centre of the rim, before I can push that on. Now, and if you remember with the Easifit wheel, that just pulled off as a baby could have pulled it off. It was so easy. It was just far too loose. In fact, it was so loose, it was difficult to stay on the wheel. When you got it on, you could just pull it off. And this, you can see straight away, is much, much tighter. Now, my friend, who's a chartered engineer, has actually done a lot of testing on this rim, and he's decreed that it is between 3 and 4 millimeters too small in diameter compared to the new rim that we've got, and compared to other rims that we've tested against. So that rim is definitely too small, and in his opinion it is dangerous and should not be used. So there you go. So you can see this rim here is far superior, and it's a shame because the rest of the kit is fine. It's just this particular rim, and as I said before, I'm hoping that it's a one-off. What I'm going to do, I'm now going to put the tyre on the rim. I'm putting a Delta Cruiser Plus on, which is slightly heavier manufacture. You can feel it, it's a thicker thing, and it's more likely to be puncture proof, which I think would be better on the front. So I'm going to pop this tyre on, and straight away you can see it's much harder to get on than on the original rim. I'll just get the tube in the right position. Make sure you get the tyre in the right direction. There is a marking on it for rotation, because of the tread pattern. It's not the end of the world if you get it on wrong. You can still ride it, but you should officially put it on according to direction of rotation marked on the tyre. To be honest, this rim is so much tighter than the other one with the tyre on that I'm having a struggle to get it in this time, which shows that that's how it should be. That just shows the difference between the two. I think I've proved my point, folks. And you can see I'm making a real pig's ear of this trying to get this on. With the other one, it just blew on. And this is proving very difficult to get on. It really is. But I'll tell you what, I'm a damn sight happier than having that other one, because I know once this is on, it ain't coming off easily. It ain't going to blow off the rim, is it, like the other one? Almost. Yeah, I've got it. Look at that. Now, you saw that struggle. I've shown that it's amazing how much effort I had to put in to get that tyre on that rim, and that's how it should be. Now, remember the test before? What I did, I tried to pull the tyre away. Now watch this. Look, there's no way can I pull that tyre away. It's absolutely solid on there, look. That's perfect. Now, can you see what I mean? Look at the difference around here. That's nice and even. It's not sticking out. The bead of the tyre is underneath the claw on the rim, and that tyre ain't going nowhere, folks. Perfect first time. Look, it's lovely all the way around there. You can see the width of the line is sitting in that rim perfectly. That ain't coming off, because that is a proper rim, a decent rim. Anyway, I think I've proved my point. So what are my conclusions after all this trouble we've had? Well, I still recommend the Easifit kit. It's a very good kit. My wife loves riding the bike with it on. It's just that we had this setback with the tyre, and hopefully it's a one-off and there aren't any more in existence like this that are too small. The people at Easifit are aware of the problem. I'm pretty sure Clive of Easifit will have checked all the wheels now before he sends any out, and hopefully there's no problem. Once this problem of the wheel size is sorted out, I have no hesitation whatsoever in recommending the kit. It's easy to fit, it works very well indeed, and it doesn't cost a huge amount of money. So I still give it a thumbs up. So really, all I can say is the Easifit kit still gets a thumbs up from me. It's a good kit. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.